Hey, I'm Sonny Kim, America's face of dating, or Connor McCandless if you're watching me here on Instagram or Facebook. And today we're going to be talking about a guy who wrote into me on my social media and he said, "I'm tired of being alone. Can you help?" That's basically the subject of today's email. And what's kind of going on is that this is a guy who has, I guess you could say, put dating on the back burner, and now it's like he's trying to play catch up. And a lot of you guys go through this where society and people and friends and family, and they tell you that, oh, the right person's just going to come along, the right person's just going to fall on your lap, and it doesn't really end up that way. A lot of the time, you may get the right girl, quote unquote, who falls on your lap, right? But then the fact that you don't know how to keep her and keep her interested, then she goes cold on you and fades away, and you're just like, WTF? Like society and movies, they try to tell you that it's just going to kind of happen. And when's the last time that something in your life just kind of happened in your favor? It just doesn't work like that. Like the career that you have, you're probably making good money. If you're watching my content, you're successful. I coach some of the most successful people in the world, like NFL players and authors and more, and people that develop games, people that develop gaming boards, and like I had someone give me a gift. It's a prototype of a game that he's going to be releasing in the next 6 months, and I played it with my family. It was absolutely badass. Like one of my clients made that in my program, in my high level mentorship. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's a lot of fun. It's like we have people that are doing that in my program, and it's like that didn't just happen by accident, right? Like you didn't just, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I should be a game developer. Like it didn't just fall in your lap. It's a skill that you have to develop as a man, and the same thing goes with dating. If you put dating on the back burner and you don't develop the dating skills, then eventually she's just gonna go cold on you anyways, and you can't keep her. And so the longer that you put dating off, especially if you're a guy who's successful, you're career driven, you have the apartment, you have the car probably, like you overall look like the perfect boyfriend on paper, but yet she's still going cold on you. You need to develop the skills, and the harder it's going to get, the more that you wait. It's like me being in my life right now where I have my dream relationship. That's us in Cabo right there in that picture, swimming with dolphins. It's like me and my dream relationship, it's such a dude, like it's just such a weight off my shoulders knowing that I learned these skills when I was young. Like after I went through a really bad breakup with my ex, she called me on the phone and she was like, "Hey, I don't love you anymore. There's someone else in my life." And we literally, like 2 weeks after that, we were supposed to go on this New Year's cruise with her and her family. That's gonna like look over the Chicago skyline as fireworks were going off. It's supposed to be super romantic. And she calls me 2 weeks before that, and she's just like, "Hey, I don't love you anymore. I haven't loved you for a long time, and there's someone else in my life. I wish you the best." Hung up the phone. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, this was quote unquote the right girl, but I didn't know how to keep her. And someone else apparently was in the background, dating my lady, and I didn't know about that. And it absolutely just broke my heart. It shattered me for a long time, and that's what triggered me to get into coaching, was because I realized I had a lot of mistakes that I needed to fix. And so I got a mentor, started learning this stuff, and I just took it to an entirely new level because I became obsessed with it, and people were asking me for advice. I started coaching people around the world, and before I knew it, was writing a book. I never thought I'd be a writer. I never thought I'd be an author. I never thought that I'd be a coach, but it transformed into that because of the action that I took. And it was actually it's such a blessing. I love what I do. But again, like if you don't put in the work, then the harder that it is going to get in the long-term thing. So like you got to play long-term. It's like don't sacrifice short-term gains for long-term problems, right? The short-term gain here is don't approach that girl. Don't work on this. Don't hire a mentor to help you fix the dating side of things. Let's just keep putting it off. But the long-term side effect of that and the long-term problem is that you're going to be in your 30s and you're going to have no idea what the fuck you're doing, and you're going to feel like you're playing catch up like this guy. So let's jump into his chronicle here. He says, "Hey Connor, I never thought I'd be the guy emailing a dating coach, but here I am. I mean, dude, there's an ego surrounding a lot of men when dating. They're just like, yeah, I don't need a mentor on dating because you're admitting that you struggle with women, and it's kind of like this man thing where we don't want to admit that we have a problem with dating because we feel like, you know, less than or inferior. It's just a really funny male ego thing. But it's like the smart man, and honestly the more confident man, is the one that can admit that he has a problem in his life. Like, the one that's smart and the one that's actually confident is like, hey, I got this issue, I need to fix it. It has nothing to do with male ego, it has nothing to do with that. It's just I want this in my life, and in order to get that, I need to work with somebody who has that so I can time travel basically and skip over all the rejections to get to where I want to be. He said, I feel like I've been stuck in the same cycle for years and it's only getting worse. Dude, it only will continue to get worse because as you grow into your 30s and as you grow into your 40s and 50s, now you're dealing with different types of women, women that have children, women that have been through divorce. And that's not like, you know, it's not like the entire population. But as you grow older, you start to encounter more and more of those women who maybe have children now. Maybe they've been through a couple divorces. And it's just going to get harder the more that you don't work on it. And you need to be one of the guys who comes in, takes what he wants early, and gets out. He said, I'm in my 30s now, and everywhere I go, I see couples at restaurants, the mall, even just walking down the street. It hits me the hardest on Saturdays. My friends are all in relationships, so I end up spending my weekends alone. I don't want to keep counting on them just so I have someone to go out with. It's like people are starting to wonder why I'm still single, and honestly, I don't have a good answer. I used to be the same way, dude. Like, I used to really want someone. My friends here in Indianapolis, that's where I'm located now. I'm actually moving here in a few weeks, so you guys will see a really cool new upgraded background. Just at my new place. I'm still going to keep this one, but I'm just getting a new one too. So we'll probably switch back and forth. But it sucked because here in Indianapolis, they had this thing, it was called Christmas at the Zoo. And my friends were all in relationships. And it was the thing that, like, it was the hot spot for like a year or two. People would always go there in December. And they had decorated with lights, and there was all the animals were out, and it was just fucking cool, man. And I never went there because my friends were all in relationships, and they never invited me because I didn't have a girlfriend, and I just felt like super left out. So, you know, they're there just taking selfies and kissing and taking selfies and, you know, drinking hot cocoa together, and it's snowing, and it's just super fucking romantic and cool. And, you know, I never got the opportunity to do that. Maybe I should do that now that I'm in my relationship. It's like I kind of just grew out of it, and I was like, you know what, like, I want to do different things with my girl now. Like, that's what old Connor wanted. Now it's like I like doing shit like that, man, where it's like we're swimming with fucking dolphins in the goddamn ocean. Like, fuck Christmas at the zoo, man. I'm with the animals now, man. Like, like we have transcended to a different level there. But again, like, that's not going to happen if you don't put the work in on yourself. But at that time and at that moment, that's what I wanted. But at the end of the day, all my life I still wanted somebody to do stuff like that with, right? Like, stuff to adventure with somebody with, someone that I could spend my time with on Saturday, and we're having fun and we're all over each other and there's no arguments. And that's the other thing, that if you don't work on this now, you're going to be in the relationship that ends up, you know, in their 30s because they didn't work on this, that are like always at each other's throats, man. They're always arguing. They're always bickering. They're not fucking happy. The girl's becoming overweight. The man's becoming overweight. And it's a really sloppy relationship. It's like, not only will this help you get the girl and keep the girl, but it's like, dude, you're going to be the couple that just can't relate to that. You're going to be the couple that goes to Cancun on the weekend. You know, just a quick trip or whatever to the beach, and like you're all over each other and you're getting drunk and you're intimate every single night and you're having sex every single night. And it's just such a beautiful fucking feeling, and there's people that are there arguing, they're not happy in their relationships, and you are. It's a weight off your shoulder, man, for real. He said, I've only ever been in one relationship, and it barely lasted 3 months. I can get dates here and there, But the girls I really want, I can never seem to get them. And even when I do get the girl's number, it goes nowhere. Either she doesn't respond after the first message, or things just fizzle out. Well, I mean, dude, that's a quick fix. It's like, what is your opening message, right? Like, how are you talking to the girls? You are talking to the girls differently that you like versus the ones that you don't like, right? And you simply need to talk to the girls that you need to talk to every single girl the same. I don't care how they look. I don't care how they talk. I don't care if they're Kim Kardashian or they look like Hulk Hogan. You need to talk to them all the same. And if you can't do that, then you are subconsciously, you're putting a level on yourself, right? So like, if there are girls that you do like, it means that those girls are probably like 9 or 10s in your eyes, and you're probably perceiving yourself as an 8. I was literally at dinner with 2 of my really good clients who are doing pretty well in the program, doing pretty well in my mentorship. We went to dinner, took them out to dinner. It was awesome. And we were talking, and I was like, look, man, like, what are the levels that you guys get nervous around women at? And they're like, oh, like when the girl's a 9, which means that he subconsciously views himself as an 8 when he has every missing piece. Like, he's a great guy, has a great career. I was like, why do you view yourself as an 8? And he was like, dude, that's like my biggest takeaway of this entire mentorship, was that one conversation that I had with him about that. It means that you're viewing yourself at a subconscious level, and that's where you start to get nervous and you stop saying the things that you should be saying to the girls that are attractive. I know I'm really bad at expressing how I feel and building any real attraction. Flirting, forget it, he says. I have no clue when a girl actually likes me or if she's being friendly, and that doubt keeps me from making a move. Well, you should read my book if you don't know the signs of when a girl's interested in you, because I talk about that and I talk about what to do. There's a color code chart in my book. It goes blue, yellow, red, purple. We don't need to talk about that. That's the no-no zone. Blue means she's ice cold. She's not interested. Green to yellow means that she's more not interested than she is interested. Yellow means she's in the middle. She thinks you're probably cute, probably thinks you're attractive, but she could take it or leave it right now until you start talking to her. And most likely, if she's in the yellow zone, it's either going to go to the green or the orange based on how you talk. And if she's in the once she's in the orange zone, she's giving you signs. Like, she's touching you, she's giving you strong eye contact, she's playing with her hair as you're talking with her. Those are the signs that she's interested in you, and especially if she follows you on social media, if she's liking your posts, if she's liking your stories, and especially if she's reaching out to you first, that's a huge sign that she's interested in you. I miss having someone to go out with, someone to do simple things like Christmas shopping together. I feel this pressure like I should have had this figured out by now. Well, that's a you fault, right? Like, you should have had this figured out by now. At least you notice that now. At least you're not 50 or 60, realizing that you should have worked on this. He said, but I just haven't. And I know if I don't fix this soon, it'll only keep getting harder. Well, at least you know that, dude. And it definitely will keep getting harder. You're in your 30s now, man. You are now at a stage where it's like you're going to be interacting with, you can still date girls in your 20s. Like, I have clients that are in their 40s and they're dating girls that are 24 or 25 who they could have kids with. But again, like, if you don't know this, then you're just going to be kind of the 30-year-old that settles for someone who you don't really want. And then you're just going to live a life of quiet desperation because you're with a girl that you don't really want, but you kind of settled out of pressure from family or friends of why you don't have a relationship, why you're not married yet. And I don't want to see that be you, man. He said, I need someone to hold me accountable. I don't want to keep making the same mistakes over and over, watching good opportunities slip away. Can your mentorship help me, or your program help me finally turn this around? Because I don't want to be in the same place a year from now. Let me know, Dan. 100% my program can help you, dude. Like, that's what we do in my high-level mentorship, is we guide you guys and teach you not only to meet the girl and attract her and make her interested in you, but also how to keep her interested. And if that's something you guys are interested in, then if you're watching here on Instagram or Facebook, then comment a fire emoji below, and I'll reach out to you personally, and we can talk and go back and forth and see if you're a perfect fit for what I do. Also, you can message me the word ready, and we'll talk and go back and forth, see if you're a perfect fit. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a calendar link in the description below. Book in a call with me or my team, and we'll paint you out a strategy right there on the call if we think it's a perfect fit for both of us. And so on that note, let's get to work, man. Like, you're 30 years old. Let's not keep putting this thing off. I'm Son of Kim, or Connor McCandless, America's face of dating. And I'll see you guys in the next video.